has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Hello again, Mr. Watchtower here, host of this channel and Apostate Awake, the podcast, available on iTunes and Stitcher. So what Jehovah's Witness related goodies have I got for you today? Well, we're going to be looking at another music video created by the Jehovah's Witnesses. And again, it's pretty cringeworthy, it's pretty strange, and in this instance, it actually makes your blood boil a little bit more than usual because it's kind of, for the Jehovah's Witnesses, it's supposed to inspire them so that if they're coming across hard times, they've got difficulties, they have problems, they're aging, they're disabled, they're deaf, they're poor, they can think about what's going to happen in the paradise, and all is going to be well. So it's supposed to be like a hopeful and uplifting kind of music video, but if you come into this cold, you will be sort of very confused about exactly what's happening. Firstly, a very brief lesson in Jehovah's Witness dogma. Jehovah's Witnesses don't necessarily believe that they will go to heaven when they die. They only believe in a specific few Jehovah's Witnesses that go to heaven to be on the right hand of Jesus and Jehovah. Specifically 144,000, but we'll get into that another time. Most of them believe that they will live forever on a paradise on earth. Once Armageddon has gone by, the trials and tribulations have been, they've swept away all of the bodies and they've sort of built this earth anew. They believe that they will live forever in paradise. And if they died before Armageddon, they believe that they will be resurrected into that paradise once all of the prophecies have been fulfilled. So without further ado, Jehovah's Witness music video number 3. Okay, so we've got some kind of refugee crisis looking thing here. There's not enough to go around, like the lyrics just told us. And we know that we're supposed to feel sad about this because of the terrible acting where they're looking at the floor, looking at each other. Oh, we're having such a bad time. But even more so, we've got like a nighttime filter on a daytime. You can see the sun is cast, but it's like it's obviously got a filter on it, so it looks all downtrodden and bleak.
I close my eyes and there I see that every hope has come to be.
Okay, so he closes his eyes and he imagines what's going to be happening in the future, which means he can deal with the crap that he's got on his plate right now, because in the future, in the paradise, he's going to get to be out there in the sun, building a house with his family. He's going to have everything that he needs.
Imagine the time when there's no more pain, when life's so good and we are young again.
Okay, the lyric, when life is so good and we are young again, that kind of worries me, mostly just because of logistical reasons. In one of the previous videos, I've said that theists don't really want the minute details. They don't want you to think about things too plainly and too clearly and too obviously, because the devil is in the detail. That's what makes them start to malfunction. It says here, when we are young again. And I've always thought to myself, what happens when everyone's like exactly the same age? And what age is that? Does everybody get their preferred age? So if you really loved yourself when you were 18, do you get to be 18? Are you 30 if that's the kind of time that you were like at your physical peak? What happens if you had like 4 husbands and they all died, but they were all Jehovah's Witnesses, and then they are resurrected into the new system, into the paradise, and like they're all like 25 years old, so they won't remember the passage of time, and then you're confronted with all of your husbands all at the same age, all assuming that they are still your husband. Will they allow bigamy, polygamy? I don't understand how that will work. Also, your family members will all be like the same age, so it'd be very weird seeing all of somebody else's family or all of your family the same age. You won't be able to figure out. There'll be no like patriarchy or matriarchy. It'll just be everyone exactly the same age. That will be kind of strange and creepy. Kind of goes against every sort of logic that is inherent inside of your brain. Anywho.
Imagine the time when we wake up and say
So that's fairly straightforward. This little part of the story. There's a guy with a family who cannot provide for his family, but in the paradise, he'll have everything that he needs. That kind of makes sense. It's a good way to lure people. But it's an interesting thing that cults and religions do. They require your time and your effort and your cooperation and your obedience for your lifetime in the here and now, when they can benefit and profit from it. But all of your reward either comes at a unspecified point in the future, after Armageddon, or quite literally after your death. It's an amazing hoodwink. Carrying on.
Not a sound has ever touched my ears, and eyes grow dim with passing years.
Okay, this is where it starts to get more sort of overtly pulling on emotional strings. People that are suffering from any kind of ailment or any kind of disability. This guy is he's obviously down in the dumps. He's deaf and he's old, and this is kind of like getting him down a little bit. What's his wife gonna say?
But ears will hear when music plays, and eyes will see each brand new day.
So we're back to the whole youth thing. In the paradise, his promise is that he will be back inside his young body, and also he'll be able to hear, because God will cure all ails. So this is really overtly trying to show old people or deaf people or blind people. It's trying to show them that, look, all of the things are going to be all right in the new system, in the paradise. Everything will be brilliant, and you'll be in a perfect immortal body.
Imagine the time when there's no more pain, when life's so good and we are young again. Imagine the time when we wake up and say.
So apparently his version of paradise is when you've got, quite literally, the rest of time in order to figure things out and learn things. Why not pick up an instrument? Because now that he can hear, it'd be nice to do that, wouldn't it? Yeah. And apparently everybody in this music video, their imagination leads towards a paradise on earth where everybody is wearing chinos.
Thank you for this new life and this brand new day.
And so it continues. It's getting worse. I find this difficult to make any kind of a joke about, because obviously what we're getting here, just like many of the televangelists that you'll have seen, they promise the cure to quite literally everything. So we've just had old age and deafness and poverty. Here we have a slightly more severe disability.
I might not be the way I want to be, but one day soon I'll be running free.
Turns out this guy also wants to have chinos in the paradise. This is a strange juxtaposition here of Jehovah's Witnesses genuinely believing this and genuinely wanting people to share in the paradise on earth. And one of the reasons why they want people to share in it is because they believe that people will be cured of their ailments and will be cured of the disabilities, like this guy here. I believe that most Jehovah's Witnesses are sincere in wanting this. So when they see somebody that's disabled, they think to themselves, oh, if only you could become a Jehovah's Witness and make your way through to paradise when everything will be brilliant. But next to that is the clear snake oil peddling bullshit of the governing body of the Watchtower Bible Tract Society. They are obviously showing a guy who cannot walk, basically saying to him, one day you'll be running free. I'm a little bit speechless. Let's just move on.
Imagine the time when there's no more pain,
every day is better than before. I don't know if you've ever watched any of the films about vampires, but when you're immortal, every day isn't necessarily going to be better than before. In fact, immortality, when you really think about it, again, the devil's in the detail, is actually not a positive. It might be brilliant for the first couple of 100 years. A couple of thousand, you'd be pretty brilliant at everything. You could pick up the instruments like these people here. You could plant your vineyard, you could grow things. Then fast forward in 15, 20, 100,000 years. We are not built for that.
Imagine the time when there's no more pain.
So we just saw the little dog then run away from the kids while they all laugh. Ah, look at it. All the animals in the paradise are brilliant. Where are all the animals? Everything that I remember that was published when I was a child, the things that made me want to be in the paradise, are all the animals, just like in the previous video that I had showed, which was about Jehovah's Witnesses teaching creationism to their kids. Obviously this is a slightly lower budget, so we don't get to see all of the tigers and elephants and whatever the hell that thing was. An emu, was it? Anyway.
When life's so good and we are young again. Imagine the time when we wake up and say, thank you.
Chinos for everyone. You get a pair of chinos. You get a pair of chinos.
Thank you for this brand new day.
So, there it is. The most sinister recruitment tool I think I've yet seen. It makes me feel so sad that there's Jehovah's Witnesses out there that are deaf, blind, mute, disabled in any way, shape or form, and they're looking forward to that, and this, they're probably going to look at this and think, yeah, I can't wait. It's so sad. Anyway, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Apostate Awake. If you're watching this via YouTube, which I presume you are, feel free to comment and subscribe, vote up, vote down. I would actually love some comments from people that have come into this uninitiated. I'd like to get some kind of feedback from people who don't know anything about Jehovah's Witnesses, and you know, I want to see whether or not there's a great amount of surprise. Like, is it any different than what they expected? That intrigues me, because obviously I can see it from the point of view of you know, I was raised with it, so I'd like a bit of input from that. If you would like to support the channel / podcast, feel free to go to patreon.com/Apostate Awake, and Apostate Awake, the podcast, is available on iTunes and Stitcher. See you next time.